Um, Coriolanus, Act 1, Scene 5. So now again we are here with the Romans, and it says enter certain Romans with spoils. This is of course the spoils of war, and that word alone tells us that they have defeated the enemy quite successfully, and they have ravaged, they have looted, and now they are returning home with their reward. This I will carry to Rome, whatever the loot is, and a murren on it. I took the silver, and he's cursing it because, and this curse is of course, cursing the loot with a disease given to cattle, usually found in cattle. I took this for silver, and he's quite upset because whatever he took was quite valueless, and he thought it was valuable, and he mistook it for something that was solid silver, and obviously it's not, and he's quite irritated. That's now the third Roman. And then from far off they can hear the alarm going. Well, not the alarm, well, the alarm, but it's the trumpet. And then comes in Marcius and Lartius, and Marcius says, see these movers that do prize their hours at the cracked drachma. So these are very active men, and they value their time, and he compares it, he says, at a cracked drachma, which is of course a Greek coin of very little value. Cushions, leaden spoons, irons of droit, doublets that hangmen would bury with those that wore them. These base slaves, ere yet the fight be done, pack up, down with them. And so he's basically talking here about, firstly, about weapons that are quite worthless, the irons of a droit, and then he's talking about the fact that hangmen would keep the clothes of their victims. So the people who they hanged, they would keep their clothes. That's what he's talking about here, the kind of things that are valued by these people. And listen what noise the general makes to him. There is the man of my soul's hate. Very strong words, and he's trying to convey how passionately he hates Aufidius. And it's funny because he hates him and he admires him because they are so well matched. They are quite almost evenly matched, but not quite. And he says, there's the man of my soul's hate, Aufidius, piercing our Romans. Then valiant, brave Titus, take convenient numbers to make good the city. Now that we have defeated it, we now need to secure it to ensure that it remains in our hands. And how do you secure it? You leave a certain squadron of your army there to maintain control. Whilst I, with those that have the spirit, will haste to help communists. Worthy sir, thou bleedest. Thy exercise has been too violent for a second course of fight. So he says, but you're bleeding. You can't go into another round of fighting at a different point. You already are injured. And Marcia says, praise me not. He sees the bleeding, just like the mother, as something positive. My work hath not yet warmed me. Fare you well. The blood I drop is rather physical than dangerous to me. To Aufidius thus I will appear and fight. So he says, I've only gotten started. I am not even hot yet. I'm not even, as in having overexerted myself. And he says the blood that I've lost is actually a good thing, because you must remember that back then people were very much into bloodletting. They considered it very healthy. Even before you became ill, they would just either put the leeches on you, or they cut you and let the blood drain. And they believe that if you lost the bad blood that way, then the body would create new, fresh, healthy blood. And Lartius says, now to the fair goddess Fortune, fall deep in love with thee, and a great charms misguide thy opposers' swords. And so Lartius is actually blessing him in a way and wishing him well for the next part of the fight, and say that, and he says that I hope that fortune, destiny, lady luck, whatever you want to call it, I hope she smiles on you and she doesn't allow your enemies' swords and their weapons to find you, to injure you, to kill you. Okay, and Marcia says, thy friend no less. In other words, may fortune, lady luck, destiny, fate, may she be your friend as well. So he wishes Lashes well as well. And he says, thy friend no less than those she placeth highest, so farewell. And Lashes says, thou worthiest Marcius, go sound thy trumpet in the marketplace, call thither all the officers of the town, where they shall know our mind away. And so scene 5, which is very short, it ends with Marcius and Lashes rushing back into a second part of the battle, which is happening on a different point.